and just makes comments about her friends, but one of the friends that she actually hates is a good friend's boyfriend, and she always refers to him as Vile Richard. And I just really like the idea of that, of being that guy that all the girlfriends hate, and keep saying, you know, you should get rid of this guy, he's no good for you. And that's me. I'm the guy the girlfriends hate. So.
Why didn't you choose it as your own the Olaf band?
The Olaf band? I don't know, because I think that people who make music are, you know, supposed to be creative people, and to me, calling yourself the Olaf band or just naming a band after yourself doesn't actually mean you actually put any thought into it. It seems silly, like the musicians can come up with these great songs, but they can't come up with a decent song title and things like that. I've always kind of wondered about that.
So let's introduce your friend.
Okay.
Okay, bring her in.
This is Caroline Spence of a band called Aitima, and they're a band that does some actually really interesting things with their music. They're definitely not your standard kind of band, and Caroline's nice enough to let me play bass with her band every once in a while.
Now, we've been talking all night, the breakfast television gig. I'm interested in the fact that somebody, as an indie musician, can get a little bit, like Pepper Scott's breakfast television is good. So how did you get that particular gig?
How do we get that particular gig? Well, part of it is that Caroline and I are both on this a compilation CD called Consider This, and it's a CD with about 12 different indie artists on it. And we pitched the CD to Breakfast Television and said we'd like to bring some bands on to promote this thing that we're doing, because it's a little bit unusual for indie bands to really band together and to work together as a collective. And they liked the idea, and they selected some bands to come down, and I was lucky enough to be one of them.
Have you sold any, how is the marketing of Consider This going?
The marketing of Consider This is going pretty well. We've sold most of the CDs at shows that we've done, so the 2 CD release shows that we've done, one in Toronto, one in Hamilton. We sold about 100 discs actually at the first Toronto show. It's available at hmv.com. In Hamilton, it's on consignment at Dr. Disc and at the Sonic Onion store as well. Or you can get it from any of the bands or at some of the shows as well. And it's reasonably priced too. If you get it from one of the bands, it's usually about $10 for 80 minutes worth of music. I think that's a pretty good price.
It is a good price. So how did Val Richard and Aitima? Is it just the fact that you're both on the same disc? Is that how that came about? Or?
Well, we're both part of a networking group. Just some musicians that get together in Toronto and meet to try and make contacts and try and make life easier for everyone else. I mean, things work out a lot better when you share resources. So Caroline's band is in that group. In fact, they've been in that group a lot longer than I have. I'm sort of a newcomer, but
who started Consider This?
Actually, I think it was Olaf's idea.
It was actually Rick Montcalm. He's got a label called Something Inviting Records, and he wanted to. He figured it would be a good project for the people to get together and just throw a compilation CD together to start marketing it and see how it goes, because some people had done that sort of thing before, others hadn't, so it's a good way for everyone to learn from everyone else.
Okay, the only thing I asked is you give each other a big hug and give a plug for Pepper Scott. You get in there.
Does the hug come first? Or?
yeah, give her a hug.
We're going to get to the Pepper Scott thing.
I just want to say that I think Pepper Scott is great. Pepper Scott does a lot of things for indie artists, and I think it should be recognized that you guys are doing this basically on a volunteer basis.
Thank you.
You're putting a lot of time into this, and you're putting. I think a lot of people aren't this dedicated to the cause of indie music, and I think it definitely should be recognized. It's charity work that you guys are doing, and I think that indie artists are actually benefiting a lot from this, just having access to resources that we never would be able to get, especially for the price, which is pretty much free.